is everybody doing tonight? For those that do not know, I am author Alicia Justice, and I stream Hello Bree. I stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays most of the time. And tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. But first I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself for those that do not know. Like I said, I am author Alicia Justice. I am the author of the First to Fight series. And so far there is 3 books in the series. We have First to Fight, Second to Fall, and Third to Come Home. All of which are romantic, suspense, military romance books. All revolving around the Porter family and their Marine friends. And what life is like after they leave active duty. So, that is the First to Fight series. I also recently published a new story called Say You Will. It is also in the First to Fight series universe. And it is actually a military romance Why Choose story. So, that's all about my books. I'm a mom of 2 kids, and I homeschool. So, that's a little bit about me. Hey, Wim, how are you? Alright, so tonight is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to give it a little bit for a few other people to come in. And then we are going to do an author Q&A. I get asked a lot of questions. So I figure we might as well get on here and answer a bunch of questions. So, this past week I have posted on my social media about asking for questions that people would like me to answer. So that is what I'm going to start off with. And then if you have any questions in the chat about my books, about my writing process, about being an author, you can ask all your questions in the comments and I will try my best to get to all of them. If I don't know the answer, I will find the answer. Alright, so okay, I'm going to answer the first one that was sent to me. And then we're going to do writing sprints later. Okay, we are going to do some writing sprints because I have got to get some writing done. Alright, the first question was, are you a plotter? Most people know this about me. This is my plotting journal. This is for the plot for books 1, 2, and 3 of the First to Fight series. This whole chunker. These are all my notes, all my outlines, all my character sheets, everything. So yes, I am a heavy plotter. I mean, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Where are you? I even map out. Where's it at? I just saw it. Hold on. There we go. I even map out certain places in my books. So yes, I am a heavy plotter. A major plotter. Okay, what did I just see a question? What happens when mommy and daddy fall in love together? Really, Brie? Read my book, you'll find out. I'm turning you into a plotter. I'm glad you're turning into a plotter. Plotting is amazing. Though I'm saying this, I recently got my complete notions rehauled and redone, and now I'm trying to get all of this information into my Notion. It is a lot of work, but I love Notion, so it should be fun. Alright, for someone like me who doesn't write, can you explain what plotting is? Sure. Plotting is world building. You're putting the pieces together of who are your characters, what are they like, what is the world that you're writing in like, is there religion, is there a bar, like in First to Fight. First to Fight, if you didn't know, First to Fight bar and grill is my hub of the story. So that is part of that. But yeah, this also has my writing sprint totals as well. And then, like all my outlines to my stories. That's what plotting is. Figuring out the beginning, the middle, and the end of each step of the story. Does that answer your question, Wim? Oh, allergies. I'm having so much fun with world building. I'm glad you're having fun with world building, Brie. I know you weren't really a plotter. You were more of a pantser before, but plotting can be fun. Plus, it helps you get to know your characters a little bit more. Like, I know every one of my characters very well. Especially the ones that I'm going to have to write tonight for the first... Well, tonight, when I get to do writing sprints, I'll be writing the first chapter in the 4th book of the First Fight series. So, first words, which can be very daunting. Sounds intense. It can be, but it's my favorite part of the writing experience. I love plotting, as you can tell. Love it. Editing is my worst, the least favorite part of the writing process. I've been using ChatGPT to help me expand into more of my ideas. I don't use ChatGPT for anything like that. I was checking my mom. Oh, Esther, I'm sorry. Thank you for watching the ads. All right. Is there any more questions? Esther, do you have any questions for me? I'm answering questions right now, and then I'm going to do some sprints in a little bit. No, it's nice when I don't have... gotcha. Gotcha, Brie. You know me, I don't really use that kind of stuff. I use my alpha reader. And then my beta readers. You know me, I always have to have my alpha reader. It's easier for me to have somebody to talk it through with. All right. If no one else in chat has a question, I will go ahead and look at the list and answer the next one. Are we talking about bouncing ideas? Yeah, we are. Bree said she uses ChatGPT. I don't use that kind of thing. I use my alpha reader, and then my beta reader, and then my critique partner as well. So, first we were talking about plotting, and then I showed everybody my plotting notebook for books 1 through 3. So if you have any question, Esther, just pop it in the comments, and I will answer it. But I'm going to go to the next one that was sent to me. And the next one is, wow, okay. This is written a little weird. Where did you find inspiration, there we go, for Colin from First to Fight? Okay, I think that's what she was asking. Eloise, if you see this video, I know you're going to watch it later. You promised me you would. You go back on Twitch. If you see this later and this is not your question, message me on Instagram and I will re-answer, okay? Colin, okay, let me see. The inspiration for Colin, this dude right here, came from a TV show. I was watching Heart of Dixie. If you don't know that show, it has a guy in it called Wade Kinsella, and it came from him. Now, he is not like Wade all the way, but there are little pieces of Wade and Colin in this. So, yeah. And actually, Rachel came from there as well. I wrote this book over 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, I wrote this book 10 years ago. That's a long time. Back when that writing thing that we don't talk about anymore was around, I wrote that during that. That's interesting. I've dabbled in ChatGPT to start an idea, but expanding, I usually do that alone. Or if I'm really stuck, I talk it through with a couple of writer friends like Tiff and Dee. Yeah. So that's what I do. I have my alpha reader I talk everything through with. If is world building related, I bother Nia because I know she gets excited. Yeah. Nia is a world building queen. I thought I was crazy when it comes to plotting and world building. I think she's like way above me. So I want to show her this so bad because I know she'd love it. I think she'd get excited about that. Though I am transferred it into Notion now. Okay, so that is where I got the inspiration from for Colin and Rachel. I'm going to go ahead and just elaborate on the rest of the other two characters, or the other two couples, since we already had that question. So, these two, Kyle and Lennox, I did that backwards. Kyle and Lennox, there we go. These two, the idea from them came from a dream. Kyle, I already had. Okay. A lot of my characters before I wrote them were role played over on Tumblr back in the day when role playing was big. And Kyle came to me through that, but it was through a dream. Then Lennox, she came to me through pure dream. I dreamed up her whole storyline except for one part. And that part changed this whole entire story in the middle of me writing it. I've told this story a million times. I was writing this book. I didn't think she was supposed to be non-active duty. Well, I thought she was supposed to be non-active duty. Come to find out, I had already plotted it, already gotten it half written, and guess what? She said, guess what? I'm active duty. I'm not non-active duty. Love that. So I had to rewrite half this book and change it up. So anyway, these two came from a dream. Yeah. That was not fun. But you gotta do what you can do for your characters. And then these two honestly have turned out to be my favorite two characters. This is Kevin and Addie. Bree will atone to why she's my favorite character. Again, these two came to me when I was role playing. I role played her a lot, but her story changed majorly because of this dude. Okay, but yes, these two came for me for role playing. Addie's your favorite. I know. I love Addie. This story is intense though, and I love how it turned out. It's one of my favorite pieces of writing I've done so far, which is crazy. Though I do love Say You Will now, but this is my favorite. Plus, I went back and I reread First to Fight, Second to Fall, and now I've read Third to Come Home too. And it's crazy to see how much my writing has changed since the first book. So anyway, okay, let's get back to questions. How long does it take for you from idea to book release? Okay. Say You Will took me 4 months. 4 months to have it from very beginning idea until it was released. And then, because I didn't release it at first, it's a re-release. It was released by a publishing company first as an anthology. I released it myself 3 more months after that. So yeah. But other than that, let's see. Third to Come Home took me 6 months. But you got to remember, these are full stories. I mean, they are chunky. This is my longest book, and it is 467 pages. It's pretty big. This is 100 and, let me see, I think it's 160 something thousand pages, or 160,000 words. Let me see. It's my cover. Hold on. Where are you? Second to Fall is, yeah, 162,000 words is what this book is. But that's how the story was meant to be told. So, and I cut a lot. So it took me about 6 months for that one. Third to Come Home didn't take me that long, but it almost did. Okay. Next question. Where did you start when you knew you wanted to write the series? Okay. When I knew I wanted it to be a series, as I've said before, these books right here. I need my little card up here. These books are going to be the first 3 of a 27 book series with several jump off series. When I knew it was a series, I had the titles for these 3 books already. That was one of the first things I had, which is crazy because normally I don't do that. I usually have the characters first, which is weird too, but it's how I work. But I knew it was a series, and I had first 4 titles already ready to go. And I knew that I wanted each character to have their own book, and I knew which characters were going to have their books. So that's where I started. After that, I started to plot out each one and who would be the couples in each story. Renee, does that answer your question? I miss the role play years too, but then again, I kind of don't because I get to write my own stories now. Let's see. Do you have a character you are dying to get to write? If yes, how many books in between do you have until you reach the book? Okay, I am dying. You're going to love this. I am dying to write the character in book 4, which I am starting tonight. That's the one. So I don't have to wait very much longer now. And then other than that, I'm dying to write the Porter's sister, and she's book, oh, no one knows this yet. So, but I'll let you in. She's book 7. So I have a little while for that one, but I'm really excited to write the 2 characters, the couple in book 4, because she's really different. And fair warning, this one is a little dark again too. Let's see. Why did I say any other genre outside of inside romance that you would like to dabble in? Yes, Esther, I do have another genre I would love to dabble in, and I am going to because I've already got a plot. I haven't plotted it all the way, but I have a little bit of it. And that is, are you ready? Paranormal romance. So it's still romance, kind of, but actually, okay, I'll tell you more about that later on because it's got to do with the big news that I have at the end. But yes, paranormal romance is the one I want to do. Okay, let's see here. I do have one question. Do you support people who'd use Google Docs to write despite the limited access like the paid services? Okay. Google Docs is okay. I don't use Google Docs, but if that's what you like, then go for it. Here's my thing. I support all authors. I support all writers. I'm a big supporter of indie authors. I say write however you can write. If you use Google Docs, that's amazing. If you use Scrivener, fantastic. If you use Word, go you. You're writing. That is what I support. So you figured out your characters' couples first, then started the plot and world. Yes, Renee, that's exactly what I did. You don't have to, like I said, this is how I do things. You could do the whole plot first and then figure out each step, but that's you. Let's see. Let me be your beta reader. I have 4 beta readers right now that I trust. I'm really picky about my beta readers, fair warning. Just like I am my ARC readers. I know, right? I am so excited about the paranormal world. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I've already wrote part of this story. Like 12 chapters of the story. And I'm so excited about it. But it does have to do with the big reveal of something that's coming very soon. Like the creatures of the night rain. I do a plot and characters. You like your balance, Brie. I get that. I do. Any more questions? If not, I'll go back to my little list. I'm here to answer all the questions. Whim. Oh my gosh. Whim. Is that GIF who I think that is? Is that emote who I think that is? I can't tell. It is. I need that. Oh my god, there's Hobie. Oh no, that's J-Hope. Or not J-Hope, but JK. Goodness gracious, I can't see them. They're too tiny. Oh, it is JK. That's my BTS. That one's V. Wham, you're making me very happy tonight. Where did you get all these? They're so cute. Oh, I see where you got these. Follow. That's the person on Twitch you told me about the other day. Oh, I just followed them. I need all those. They're so cute. Question: how far in advance do you plan Instagram posts? Oh, okay. Honestly, my Instagram posts are scheduled a month in advance. They're not always all the way written, like each post is written out, but most of them are a month in advance. And I do all my scheduling on Notion. I love that whim. I'm currently writing a book, but have limited cash in terms of writing services, so Google Docs is really safer. See, that's amazing. That's very amazing. Tao! See, I use Scrivener because when I very first won, that writing thing that no one talks about now because of other reasons. When I did that in the very beginning, I won that with First to Fight, and I got 50% off of Scrivener. So that's when I got that. Though what I write might not appeal to some. Hey, it happens. Splatterpunk short stories. I don't think I've ever heard of splatterpunk. I've heard of steampunk. I love steampunk. I have a question for you. What is splatterpunk? So I miss Google Docs. I stay in Notion and Scrivener and Word now. And GoodNotes. GoodNotes is amazing. It's just excessive violence. Oh, wow. Okay. Subgenre of horror. See, I don't do a lot of horror, but that's cool. I like how many different subgenres there are of every little thing. It's so cool. Yeah, Wim did the same thing to me. I ended up getting a new reading journal and a tarot card journal, and I blame it all on Wim. Oh gosh, don't. Wim, hide your eyes. It's okay. Wim doesn't like horror. But that's really cool. Like I said, I support all writers, all authors. She's like the queen of links and the queen of Google. Esther loves her links. All right, I'm going to answer another question on my list if you guys don't have any more. If you do, just keep them coming. Put Q in front of it. That way I do know where it is. I totally forgot to say that earlier. All right. Here's one. All right. So I've seen on your Instagram, again, my Instagram. And if you don't know, you can find my Instagram. I'm literally everywhere on the internet under author Alicia Justice. Very easy to find me. On your Instagram, I noticed you have a book that you're working on called, you always say Project Beacon or Beacon in the Darkness. Are they the same? And are they in the same world as your other series? Okay, yes. That is the same book. Beacon in the Darkness was called Project Beacon in the beginning because I don't like to tell my titles ahead of time. But Beacon in the Darkness is book 1 of the Beacon Security series, and it is a jump off of First to Fight. because these two lovely characters are in it. So, like I said, these two are my favorite. They've turned into my favorite, but they are now in a spinoff called Beacon Security. And each of the couples in it, that series is a little bit different. Each couples in that series will get 2 books. So, yes, Beacon Security and Project Beacon are the same book. And it is a spinoff from the First to Fight series. And it will be published, I'm hoping around June or May or June, one of the two. I'm in this almost 3rd round of edits now. I was going to delete my W comment, but I can't delete my own comments as a mod. That is dumb. Friend Laura, yes, Laura loves horror. She might know it or not, because she also has like specific genres of horror. Yeah. How do you balance all your projects? Okay, this is a fun question to answer. Wow. As of right now, I have 4 projects going. Most of the time, I have 4 projects going at all times. Right now, I have Beacon in the Darkness is in the 3rd round of edits. And then I have my holiday book for this year is in edits. So it's 2 books in edits. Then I have this book that I'm starting to write tonight, which is the 4th book in the First to Fight series. No, I will not give away the title. And then I have my paranormal romance book, which is in writing. So I have 2 books in the writing stage, but the 1 book is almost done. And then I have 2 books right now in the editing stage. How I keep it balanced is I have certain days that I do certain things. Tuesdays I edit. Whim. Why'd you gotta put that out there? I can't lie. And I have a really hard time keeping secrets. Okay. I'm going to be quiet and not tell you the answer to that one. Okay. So, anyway, like I said, I usually stair step all of my projects. I usually have 1 in plotting, 1 in writing, 1 in editing, and 1 getting ready to publish. But as of right now, I have 2 and 2 because this one got moved up a little bit faster. Because I am excited to write the characters. So I moved it up. Don't say anything. I'm trying. Esther, I'm trying really hard. It's so hard to keep a secret. We do books like we cook. 1 pot on each burner. Yes, something in the oven and in the crock pot. Yes, and then my Instapot's on in the corner with my plot that just popped in my head the other day. Exactly. Okay. Whim, I will tell everybody later about the paranormal romance thing. I'm excited to tell you, actually. I know you'll love it. How do you decide what to work on each day? Okay, like I said, Tuesdays when I stream, I do editing. And that right now is where I'm editing Beacon because I know that's the next one I want to publish. In the beginning of the year, I sit down and make a plan on what I want to publish. And since I set it up where everything was stair-stepped last year, it's pretty much already ready for me. I had everything ready to go. Say You Will was the first. Check. Done. Beacon in the Darkness. Next. Almost done. Ready to go. So I know that each book gets done at certain times. I'm a big planner. So actually here, I can show you what I did. This is what I do. See what I mean about big planner? Everything is color coded. I know when everything's getting edited, formatted, everything. I have the whole year laid out, what gets done when. So yeah, that is how I plan out which book will go when. Renee, did that answer your question? How later? Because I have a stream to 10 in an hour and 20 minutes. Oh, Esther, I'll tell you before that. I'll probably tell you in a couple minutes, knowing me, because I like to let things slope. I actually have 2 announcements that are coming up really quick, but tonight was about this one. So, is there any more questions? Bree, you already know what it is. Why are you asking me? I'm terrible at keeping secrets. It's so hard for me. I'll get like, my cover designer likes to send me covers ahead of time, and she'll send me a cover and I'm like, oh my God, that's perfect. And then she's like, don't show nobody. And I'm like, 2 days later, showing everybody the cover because I'm like, yay. I'm terrible. But I'm really good at keeping my titles hidden for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why I'm like that. It's kind of like that with Christmas around here too, because I get really excited. And I'm like, I tell my daughter, I'm like, guess what I got you? And then I tell her, and then she's like, Mom, that's supposed to be a surprise. I'm like, oops. You know. All right. Where was I on questions? Let's see. Yeah, I'm not disciplined when it comes to that at all. Okay. Let's see. I'll go back to my little list. Let's see which one's next. I already answered that because someone in here asked that. Okay. What is it you use? I kind of already answered this one, but we'll go ahead and answer it again. What do you write? What tools do you use to write? Okay. First thing I do when I plot is I create a plotting planner for each of my projects. This one had to be expanded because it's so huge, but it's also 3 books. But lately I've been putting all that into Notion. So I'd set that up in Notion first, get all my notes together, and do that. That's what I do first. And then, so my plotting planner, which is technically a happy planner, the happy planner discs, and Notion. And then I use Scrivener to write in, Word and Google Docs to edit, and yeah, that's it. That'll be it. All right, another question. How you come up with titles and series? Okay, you want to know how I came up with the titles and series title. Okay, the series title for First to Fight was really simple because guess what? It's the First to Fight series. The titles came to me, well, let's see. First to Fight's title came to me because I knew that was the title of the bar. I knew that was the title of the bar from when I was role playing the characters. So that's how I got that. Second to Fall is because I knew he was going to be the second brother to be written into the books. So that was easy. He was the, I don't know if I can, I don't want to give too much away about that book. It's really dark, but he's the oldest, but he was the second, how can I put it? Without giving too much away. You know, I'm not going to give that one away. Third to come home. He was the third brother to come home. So there you go. That's how I came up with the titles. Really simple. The next one, it's all the next book, which I can't tell you the title. It's pretty much the plot of the story. And each of my series is numbered. First to Fight, second to fall, third to come home, fourth, I'm not telling you the title. I did good. Okay. But yeah, they're done by like that. And I got that idea from the author who taught me how to outline, which is Dorinda Jones. She set me down, gave me her outlines, and let me see how she did it. And she's the one that taught me how. If you don't know, her first series does the same thing. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Renee, did I answer that for you? Let me know in the comments. If I didn't, I can elaborate if you need me to. How would you keep the info of your holiday romance from these long dude? It's very hard to keep that one quiet because I'm excited about that one. That holiday romance is going to be, oh, I love it. And it's really hard to keep it quiet. I can't show my Notion right now because it's on there and the title's on there. All my titles for all the books that I have right now going on, the titles are on my Notion, so I can't show my Notion right now. But yeah, that one's a really hard one to keep secret because I'm excited about it. Brie, I used to say that every time I looked at Second to Fall. I like big books and I cannot lie. Yes, Happy Planner for the win. I love my Happy Planners. I have them for each of my series or each of my books. And then this one will probably have to have expander discs because this is the 4th so far, but it'll probably get the 5th and the 6th put into this one. Even though they're in Notion, I like to have them in 2 places. Titles are hard. A brother died. That's easy to infer. Always wondered who got you into outlining. Dorinda Jones, author Dorinda Jones. She's the one that got me into outlining. I used to be a pantser before this. Back when I wrote fan fiction, I was a pantser. But she set me down and said, this is how you do it. There you go. And she was nice enough to give me several of her outlines. So I know it's really hard, Esther. I have so many months to hold out for that Christmas one. I mean, I will start marketing it 2 months before I publish it. So, but I still have tons of months. I have another question. So for your worlds, are they made up places or real places that are inspired? Okay. In the First to Fight series, it's New York. So it's a real city. Just little places and tweaked little places inside New York City that had become a bar, become the bookstore, become the different places in New York. Beacon in the Darkness is San Francisco. So it's an actual city, it's an actual town. Now, there's a city in Say You Will, or a town in Say You Will, that I made up. So, and there's more to come from that. I probably shouldn't have said that. Oops. You guys did not hear that, okay? At all. Oopsie. 2 years, Esther? Oh, I don't think I could do that. I would let it slip. You just saw me let something slip. I would let that slip. 2 years? Oh my goodness. You just blew my mind. I don't think I could do that. Mm-mm. Yes, Brie, I used to be a pantser back when I wrote fan fiction. But that was easy to pants. My books are not easy to pants. There's too much detail, too much in the plot and the story. Working on a new book right now, a short story. Ooh, short story. I have a really hard time writing short stories. Say You Will was supposed to be a short story, and it's over 60,000 words. So yeah, me and short stories don't work. Though I really want to. It just doesn't happen. Oops. You have good ears? No. No, no, no. Right now you didn't hear that at all. Nothing. And if you did, just act like you didn't, okay? Yeah, you wrote your holiday romance in 2022. Oh my goodness. Esther, how did you do that? Did you tell anybody? Like Tiff or like that group? Did you tell anybody? You got my mind blown over here. Overwriter. I can't do short stories. It's hard. See, I'm learning not to overwrite. Sorry, guys. I've had a cold and been sick for the past month. So if you heard that, I'm sorry. I'm learning not to overwrite, Brie, but it's really hard because I've always been an overwriter too. I delete a lot of stuff. One book idea turns into a 3-year series. See, that happens to me. First to Fight blew up into a big, huge series. So I do the same thing. I'm working on a new book called Madman's Guide, which will be apart from a collection called the Police Tape Collection. Ooh, nice. It'll be in the perspective of both murder and police forces. Ooh. There were mentions. I vlogged some of the process. D and JC beta read it. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't think I could hold out that long. Most part, no one really knew the plot. Wow. See, no one knows the plot of My Holiday Romance. No one knows the title and no one knows the plot. I haven't even told anybody who the characters are. I'm really proud of myself. And nobody's going to trick me right now, right? And try to get me to tell you, because I ain't going to do it. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. The Madman's Guide will focus more on the killer's backstory and the motives for murder. That's awesome. That's cool. I don't do a lot of horror or like that, but I do write a lot of suspense. A couple of the covers versions. That's so cool. Yeah, you're amazing, Esther, if you can keep quiet like that, because I can't do it. Nope. I will be very lucky if I don't tell somebody. Well, no, my alpha reader doesn't even know the full holiday story because she wanted to read it for the first time as a reader. So I didn't even talk it over with her, which is crazy because I usually do. So I used to ride solo, so it's not that hard. See, I don't. I have my alpha reader, my beta reader, critique partner if I need it. I don't ride solo when it comes to that. I like to talk out my stories, at least with one person. Like today in my stream, I wrote some cool shit for this new paranormal romance serial. No one knows. That's awesome, Esther. Okay, I'm going to let y'all in on the little secret. I actually have 2 secrets right now, and it's the ones that I needed to announce, but I'm only going to announce one right now. Okay, so the secret about the paranormal romance. I started writing this paranormal romance last year. If anybody heard me talk about Project Romance, that is a paranormal romance. No, I'm not giving away the actual title. It is called Project Romance right now. And it is going to be a series. No one knows that yet either. Now they do. It's going to be a series. And it's going to be a serial. Let's just say that. I am going to put this up on, I don't know, I always say this wrong. Is it Coffee or Ko-fi? Somebody tell me if I'm saying how to say this. Is it Ko-fi or Coffee? Anybody know? Second way, Ko-fi or coffee? Ko-fi or coffee? Whatever. It's going to be up on there. Let's just do that. It's going to be up on there. And it'll be for my subscriptions. There'll be a certain... Okay, so Ko-fi. Thank you, Esther. It'll be on Ko-fi. It'll be under subscriptions. And everybody that does a subscription will get input into the story. And there'll be a drawing of everybody that does a subscription to name one of my characters, one of my side characters. There's going to be character art that will be given away to everybody who signs up. And they will be getting the ebook at the end for free. And then some of them will get signed copies of the paperback as well. So it will be coming very soon. Actually, I'm working on the coffee right now. It's weird saying it that way. It is supposed to come out in May. It's supposed to start in May, but I am already working on it. So it might come out sooner than that. I will announce all that on my Instagram very soon. So if you want to have input on my very first paranormal romance book and want to read it before anybody else does, you'll make sure you're on coffee with me and you'll get to see it first. Did I tell you that, Esther? I didn't tell nobody that yet. Did I already let that slip? I didn't think I did. Did I? I told you I'm terrible at this. Okay. We did talk about the revamp of my subscriptions, but I didn't think I told you that part. Because I have another subscription that's getting added too. And I'm going to announce that tonight too. Well, I guess I did. I'm sorry. I thought I didn't. I can't keep up with the Notion meetings. We talk about all kinds of stuff. Okay, so you don't know this next surprise, Esther. Here's the other one. My second subscription on Ko-fi. I forget too. We talk about so much stuff during the Notion meeting, but it's fun. Okay, my second one, my second surprise, my second secret for Ko-fi is there's going to be another subscription, and it is going to be called, where'd my book go? Hold on. Because this one's getting put up there very soon. Where did it go? Where'd my page go? I lost my page. Anyway, it is going to be called, hold on. I just had my paper. Now I'm losing things. That's not good. I don't usually lose things. I'm moving things around too much is what it is. Okay. It is going to be called How to Plot VIP. So I'm going to do a section on my Ko-fi where you subscribe to that subscription, and we will be doing one-on-one and group meetings on how to plot your book. I will take you from the very first step of plotting your book until you start writing. So I'm going to teach how to plot your book the way I do. Kind of like what Tiff does with Notion, but with plotting. Because I get questions left and right about how I plot. So I thought it'd be fun to do a little group on Ko-fi. And Renee, that was actually for you too. I thought that would be a really cool surprise for you. I'd let you know about it. Yes, your own plotting coach. And I will walk you through plotting from the very beginning. And if you want to plot series, I can walk you through that too. I agree. You gotta have coffee. I will be getting that later when I start writing tonight. So yeah, Renee, you were the first one I thought of when I thought of the idea to put how to plot VIP up on my Ko-fi. All right, is there any more questions? If there is, you can ask them in the chat. I know a lot of authors who don't drink coffee. But Renee, this is the perfect time to ask them. Go ahead. Ask me all the questions. But I will be posting very soon about the how to plot VIP on my Instagram and all my socials. I will have the link to sign up and everything. I'm working on that right now. Like I said, Renee, ask other questions because this is the time to do it. And I will try my best to answer all your questions you need. If no one has any more questions, we're going to jump into our first writing sprint here in just a minute. But if you do, put them in the comments. I don't drink. Oh, you don't drink coffee either, Renee? I do. I got to have my coffee. I only drink one to 2 cups a day, though. Other than that, I drink water. Lots and lots of water. You are an author, Esther. Like I said, I know a lot of authors who don't drink coffee. You definitely are. All right, let me check my list. Let's see, I really rarely drink coffee because I hate the taste. See, I used to be that way. I used to hate the taste of coffee, but I kind of fell in love with my white chocolate mocha. So now I drink coffee. All right, let's see. I answered that. A lot of the questions that were sent to me, you guys have already asked and I've answered. Oh, that's a different type of question. Okay, Renee, where should I start when starting a series with lots of characters? Okay. Renee, are you writing romance? If you're writing romance, I'd start with your couples. Know who your couples are first, and then who's going to be in which book, and then go from there. That's how I would do it. I can see my book beside me. I can flex writing multiple pen names. Determined in my mind. Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't know how you do that either. Multiple pen names. Though I do have a pen name in mind, so I might start doing that, but I'm not positive yet. Yes, it's like a romance corporate drama. Okay. So what I would do, if you're going to write a series, you're going to need to know your couples. Are they all connected? Are they a series of standalones? I'd need all that information. That's why I think the plotting VIP thing would help you, because we do one-on-one. Interconnected. Kind of like my series, where everything's all connected. Then yeah, you'd want to know your couples, who's going to be in which books, and then start from there. And then each couple has their little plot. So you'll need to know which plot is in each book and start from there. I would start with the couples, especially if you're writing romance. Because as of right now, I know every couple in every one of my books that are coming. Even my RHs. Did that help, Renee? I know the question is not for me, but if it's like an office romance, maybe the main characters are workers in one department. So start with couples, then plot for each book. That's what I would do, Renee. You'd want the couples. And then you can do their main characters, like Esther said. Your little characters underneath that. And then your plot for each book. Yep. See? Esther does it different than me. She does main characters, then couples. But as for me, I like to know the couples for each book. That way I know who's on which one. Especially when they be interconnected. You're going to want to know. Yep. I do dual POV. That's why I like to know couples as well. So that would be something else I'd ask you, Renee. Is it only one POV or is it two or more? Because with RH, I write more than that. So you don't know the love interest beforehand, Esther? See, that's where I was a little different too. Because this is only in one POV. I wish I went back and wrote it in 2 POVs though. I really do. But this is in, I think this one. Nope, this one's in 1 POV too. I forgot about that. Kevin's is in 1 POV too. Or Kyle's. Kevin's is in dual POV. The third book. Because Addie wouldn't let me have it in 2 or in 1 POV. You discover your characters in drafting? Wow. See, I don't do that. Like I said, a lot of authors are their own. They do their own thing. I do mine the way I was taught by Durandal. It's very different. For my shorts, I know the couples from the get-go. Oh, nice. Yeah, I can't do shorts. I've tried. Though, I take that back. No, I can't take that back. Let me think. Hang on. My holiday romance is almost a short. It's more like a, I don't know. No, it's not. I take it back. Full length, I figure it out outlining. Wow. It might be a little bit, might be a novella, but I think it's a little bit bigger than a novella. So if I wanted to do a love triangle and not want the reader to know who she ends up with, have you ever seen 3 POVs? Yeah. I have Say You Will was in 5 POVs. Yeah, it's not a short. You know me, I can't write that little. I think it's 40,000. I think is my holiday romance. I think it was 40,000. That's short for me. That's the shortest thing I've ever written. I know that. But my characters were already established. That's probably why. It is very short for me. When I write like books that are, see, 98,000, 160,000, 140,000. When I write books that are big chunkers, then yeah, 40,000 is short. I always get like a little nugget and it expands into something massive. Hey, that happens. That's usually how I create worlds. I get a little tiny nugget and then woohoo, goes big. And mine tend to go really big, like 27 books big. Because I'm crazy. Not really. Anyway. Okay, any more questions? Because I'm really excited to get started on writing. I've given away 2 surprises. Answered questions. Anybody else? Before I start writing? Anybody? I'll give you a couple more seconds. And then we're going to do our first. Oh, goofy ads. Thank you for watching the ads. Every tiny bit helps. What I was saying, has anybody got any more questions? If you do, now is the perfect time to ask. If not, I'm going to jump into the first round of sprints. I'll give you a couple more minutes since you guys were in ads. Okay, Esther. Happy lurking. And thank you for coming and hanging out. All right. Since no one's asking any more questions, we are going to jump into our first sprint of the night. I'm going to get the music up, get my Scrivener up. All right, hang on. Give me just a minute, Renee, and I'll answer that last question. Ooh, look at the little bouncing purple heart. Ooh, it's so weird looking at a blank document. I haven't looked at a blank document in a while. Okay, so basically start with couples for each book and how they connect, then move to the plot and setting. That's how I would do it, yes. But like Esther showed you, she does things different. But that's how I do things. I always start with my couples and how they connect. And then after that, I would go for like secondary characters and then move into your plot and your setting. Though sometimes I have the settings before plot because I already know my settings most of the time. But if you only know the plot, it's perfect that way. Hey, Jay, how are you? Thank you for the lurk. Enjoy it. All right. If there are no more questions, I'm going to jump into the first sprint. But Renee, I can still answer questions if you need me to. Oh, I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you got some good advice. I like to help. You know me. I like to support all the authors, all the writers. All right, I'm going to switch it up. Switch it over to my writing screen. Let me get my Scrivener up. So weird looking at a blank screen. So weird. All right, Renee, if you have any more questions, you can leave them in the chat, and I will try my best to answer them, okay? But we are going to jump into our first sprint of the night. Get some music going. "30 minutes on the clock, starting now. Happy writing, reading, plotting, or editing, or anything productive. All right, there is our timer for our break. Let me switch it over. I actually got the very first chapter done of the fourth book of in the First to Fight series. I got 1,362 words written, and I'm excited about it. Okay, Renee, let me show you real quick a couple of different outlines, and then I'll answer that other question. All right, so for the book I'm working on right now, let me cover up this top. Actually, let me cover up the top because it has the title. Give me just a second. Cannot let you all see the title of this book. I am not giving it away. Okay. I think that hides it. Yeah, it does. Okay. So this is the full outline to the fourth book I'm working on, like right now. This is all done in Notion. Okay. And anybody that does join my Plot VIP on Ko-fi will get this template in Notion. All right, so this is the full plot. It's a 4-act structure. It's technically 3, but I make it 4 because it's easier that way. But it has the full plot to the whole book. Done just like this. Every bit of it plotted. All the pages. Okay? There's one type of outline. This is the one I do now. Let's see here. For First to Fight, there was 3 different outlines I did for First to Fight. I had a synopsis outline, which is literally what it sounds like. Just a full out synopsis of the whole entire book, line for line. And then I had what is called a skeleton key outline for it, which is just like bullet points. Let me see here. The whole thing. Skeleton key one is just bullet points of the beginning, middle, and the end. Really simple, small outline. See? And then I did a full detailed outline for First to Fight as well, which has every detail, and it came out to 32 pages of an outline. So yeah, Renee, does that help you? Does that help answer your little outline question? Third to come home, my outline looked a little different because it is 2 POVs. Kevin had his own outline, and then Addie had her own outline too because they intersected, but they each wanted 2 different things. So there was 2 storylines that interconnected. So I had 2 outlines for Third to Come Home. So it looked a little bit different. 2 different ones. And then you asked about brain dump. I also do scene lists too. Scene outlines. Which breaks down your main outline into even more. You asked about brain dumps. Hold on just a minute and I'll show you what my brain dump looks like. See if I can find one for you. There it is. I said it was bullet points, and I'm right. See what I mean by bullet points? That's what a brain dump for Third to Come Home looked like. Even dialogue was in that too. And now I gotta put all this stuff in my Notion. Alright, let me get this switched back. I'll put these back in here in a minute. Alright. Renee, you asked, what is the difference between Patreon and Ko-fi? It's pretty much the same thing. They both have subscription-based type things on them. Ko-fi does have a little free option, but you don't get everything because some things will just be subscription only. Just like Patreon. Hello! Is it YS Books? Welcome in. We did a Q&A earlier. An author Q&A where people got to ask me things about my books, about my writing process, anything they wanted pretty much. And then we did one sprint tonight. I'm not going to have time to do another one, sadly. So if you have any more questions, just post them in the comments and I'll answer questions for the last little couple minutes that we're on here tonight. Renee, I know you already follow me on Instagram, so you'll be able to see whenever I post about the plot VIP. You're going to get a lot of Notion templates and a lot of other templates too to help you plot. Patreon and Ko-fi? That's up to you. You don't have to have those. I only have the Ko-fi because I'm going to be doing the subscriptions. That's the only reason I have it. But it's up to you. It's just like social media. And just another way to showcase what you got going on. There's a third option. Yeah. Buy me a coffee. Yeah, there's that one too. I don't have that one. But I mainly just stick to Ko-fi or Patreon. But like I said, you don't really have to have that. You don't really have to have any of the social media, but it's all up to you what you do when it comes to how you put your books and your writing out there. I honestly get more information from Instagram than anywhere else. But that's me, because I like Instagram. Even though they changed my freaking size on everything. It's driving me nuts. Alright, if you have any other questions, I will gladly answer them. Just put them in the comments. I don't think we don't have enough time for another sprint, right? We'd do another one. Well, we could do a 15-minute, I guess. So you get more attraction on Instagram. I do get more attraction on Instagram. Me, myself, I do, yes. But that's because I really enjoy Instagram and I post at least 2 to 3 times a day. I need to get back to posting more reels. I keep putting that off, but that's something else I'm going to be working on next month. Renee, what did you work on tonight? Are you still outlining or are you actually writing? Oh, you're just thinking about everything. Gotcha. It takes time, honestly. And the amount of time, it's all up to you. Are you going to be writing like big books like I do, Renee? Or are you going to be writing like short stories, or how are you going to, or do you even know what you're going to be doing when it comes to that yet? Big chunky ones like me? Yay! We like big books. We definitely like big books. I can't help it. Big chunky books. Yeah. Renee, did you see the book I was reading on here the other day? It's a chunky book. Like, really chunky. It looks so pretty with the tabs, though. All right. If there is no more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. My kids are wanting me to play some video games, so I'm probably gonna go do that for a little while, and then I'm gonna get some reading done. But I'm excited to finally start this book. The fourth book in the series is gonna be amazing, and I cannot wait to get it to you guys because I am in love with these characters already, and I'm only on chapter 1. What game y'all playing? We're gonna play Minecraft tonight. As you know, I homeschool, so some of the schoolwork is on Minecraft because my son wants to be a video game designer or an architect. So we do some work on there, or an engineer. That's the other thing. Fortnite, Minecraft, and Roblox. Yes, that sounds like my kids too. Nice. Make sure he gets into coding a lot. Coding is big when it comes to video games. All right, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. I hope you all have a good night, and thank you for coming and hanging out and asking questions. I had a blast tonight. I hope my answers helped. And like I said earlier, I'm going to be having the information about my VIP thing on Ko-fi. It'll probably be next week sometime. I just got to get it updated and put onto the tiers put onto Ko-fi. So you guys all have a good night. I'm going to go play some video games with my kids. And then I will be back on here next week on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be doing sprints. So, no, I'll be editing sprints. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye.